Welcome to episode 2 of the Golden Takes podcast. I am your host, Miguel Landa. Hi, guys. I'm back again. Great. How you guys doing? You doing well? Are you having a beautiful day today? Hopefully you're seeing this on Tuesday, April 27th. If not, you'll be seeing this on Wednesday of the 28th. Trying to get this out Tuesday. Kind of had a bit of a bad day, guys. Recorded this, I believe, on Saturday. Got it ready to be uploaded for Monday, but I couldn't. Work called me back in. Got back to work. That's why I didn't really post last week. Like I said, I really did want weekly basis uploading, but with news being slow, and then I ended up going back to work. Not really much I could have done on my part, But I'm gonna get this out hopefully before the draft, which is the 29th. I really want to, so you could be able to watch this mock draft and not think, wow, this guy just copied everything, or this guy just gave a stupid mock draft even though the draft's already over. What an idiot. Promise you. That's not my intention. I wanted to get this out, but my video got corrupted, my files got corrupted, and I had to re-record. So now I'm doing that with what little daylight I have and light in my room. So we're gonna see how this plays out. Hopefully you like it. For those listening on Podbean, Google, and Apple, I thank you so much. I'm finally on there. I will be on Spotify very shortly. I just got to do a little bit of changes. We no longer will be running the same usual videos on Podbean, Google, and Apple. Instead, it will be strictly audio, because that's the only way I could really send an audio file over to Spotify for them to accept me and for them to allow me. So most likely episode 2 and so on will be on Spotify. Episode 1 will be everywhere else. But from now on, after this episode, all my video, if you wanted to see this ugly ass face of mine, and see the little things I could do like this sparkle. Hopefully I have effects going on. If not, then I have a lot to learn about editing on YouTube. But if you wanted to see all those kind of effects that I do, it will be only on YouTube. Everywhere else, if you want to listen to me on the go, in your car, while you're showering, or while you're even taking a shit, who knows? I do that. I just, relax, waste time. Probably TMI. I'm sorry for that, but I mean, come on now. Relaxation, eh? And I like to relax listening to other people talk about sports, because sometimes I listen to them and I'm like, they're saying some smart things. Hopefully I'm not with you. Other than that, I'm probably just that guy that you just listen to and think, wow, he really doesn't know what he's talking about, but he's entertaining. Hopefully that's me. But we're going to get ready for this round 1 mock draft. I want it to be known I have not seen anything past a top 10 mock draft, and that's mainly because it's all over ESPN. Every time I open Twitter, it's top 10 mock draft, top 10 mock draft. Top 10 mock drafts is hard to really get away from. Other than that, just to let you know, this is all my opinion. I went and made sure what needs were for each team and what I thought was the smartest for them. If it's wrong, if you hate it, let me know. That's just the way it is. After all, like I said, this is my opinion, and as the name entails, golden takes. It is up to you to decide if my takes are golden or not. And honestly, I think they pretty are. So, I think they pretty are. Episode 2, and I still can't speak, but I will get better. All right, just bear with that. But we're gonna get right into this round 1 mock draft. If you haven't seen last video, I already gave a top 10, but I'm gonna go through the top 10 again real quick. Just to give you guys a refresher, but please go watch that video. I talked about the Patriots spending some big boy money, getting all their receivers, and pretty much being back to the Patriots we all love and hate. Know and hate. Yeah, I'm pretty sure no one loves the Patriots. I don't even think Patriot fans love themselves. You won how many rings for how many years? You don't need any more, okay? Take your loss and go on with your day. Accept it is what a lot of us fans have to deal with. It could be a lot worse. It could be the Niners and have your quarterback die every year. That's pain. But I digress, so let's get into it. With number 1 pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Jacksonville Jaguars are on the clock. And with that first pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Jacksonville Jaguars select Trevor Lawrence, quarterback. Going to number 2, the New York Jets are on the clock. And with the number 2 pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the New York Jets select Zach Wilson, quarterback. Now, I still do strongly believe there's a high possibility the Niners could trade up to get Zach Wilson. Maybe that's just wishful thinking on my part. Leave me alone. I really like Zach Wilson. But we're going to talk about the Niners a little bit later, probably after this mock draft, because, boy, did they talk to the media today and say a lot of interesting things. And I kind of want to talk about it, but I'm going to leave that to the end because it's going to be more of a Niner rant. And I don't really want to dwell on Niner stuff, really, because, like I said, I want to keep this unbiased as humanly possible. Not fully a Niners network, but it's not fully a Niners podcast. But, I still got to talk about it because it's news that happened. So we'll get into this a little bit later. But going at number 3, the 49ers are on the clock. And with the 3rd pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the San Francisco 49ers select Justin Fields, quarterback. Going to number 4, I see the Falcons trading away that pick to the New England Patriots for a first round this year, a second round. Actually, no, the 15th pick this year. Sorry about that. The first round next year, a second round this year, and a third round next year. Now, I probably gave away a little more picks than what I said last time, but my only concern now is you got the Cowboys wanting to trade up. You got possibly the Giants wanting to trade up. You got a lot of teams who could use a quarterback or Kyle Pitts really, really well and really important and think that that's a must need, that they would trade for it. So with the Falcons, what I see not the Falcons, what the Patriots should do is the Patriots are going to want to make sure that they get their quarterback and no one else takes him, because I think damn well the Cowboys and Jerry Jones is going to say, you know what? Here's 5 first rounds for Kyle Pitts. I do believe that, and I would be so stupid and idiotic if he did it. But honestly, it's comedy, and I would be here for it 1,000%. But with that 4th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, I see the New England Patriots selecting Trey Lance, quarterback. Going to number 5, the Cincinnati Bengals are on the clock. And with the 5th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Cincinnati Bengals select Ja'Marr Chase. Now, when I was editing last week's video, I had barely found out, and honestly, is that the Bengals picked up Thaddeus Moss, the great Randy Moss's son. Although he's a tight end now, he's an important tight end, as he played with Joe Burrow back in LSU. And now they could be going out and getting Ja'Marr Chase, former wide receiver for Joe Burrow at LSU. Now, yes, an O-line is more important. After all, Joe Burrow kind of messed up his knee. And I could hear you all guys saying, Miguel, it's going to be an O-lineman. Why wouldn't it be an O-line? It'd be pretty stupid. Well, their pass game could use a little bit of help. Now, their pass game was all right. Yes, Joe Burrow performed well. But what Joe Burrow is used to is deep balls. They didn't really do a lot of deep ball passes. And that's because they didn't have a lot of receivers that could run the deep routes other than A.J. Green, who was hurt. So you go out, you get Ja'Marr Chase, you just replaced A.J. Green, who you traded away. You're good. You can get O-linemen later in the rounds. After all, I think you have you have a pretty good future set for yourself. That, and you still have the most cap. Get an O-lineman in free agency next year. There's a lot of things you could have done. You could do. Sorry, that sounded rude. Going to the 6th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Miami Dolphins are on the clock. And with the 6th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, I see the Miami Dolphins selecting Kyle Pitts, tight end. Now, yes, what? They don't pick Devontae Smith? Why? They need wide receiver help. Understandable, kid. But listen here, all right? They gotta protect your boy Tua. This entire, offseason, they went from Tua sucks, they're getting another quarterback, to Tua's their guy. They gotta build around him. And then they went back to saying Tua sucks. I don't understand the whole narrative of saying to trade for another quarterback or to get another quarterback when you just got Tua, okay? If they were worried about the way he played, why would they have drafted him while he was still hurt? His very first start after injury was in the NFL halfway through the season. Honestly, get yourself a tight end. I think Mike Gesicki's on a couple last years left in his contract. I'm not too certain yet, but you go out, you get this tight end who can not only block, but he's big, he's strong, and he's going to be more versatile in the pass game. And that's anything you can get from Devontae Smith, just more of a blocker as well. That's why I see them getting Kyle Pitts. And going at number 7, the Detroit Lions are on the clock. And with the 7th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Detroit Lions select Christian Barmore, D lineman. Now, they could go a lot of routes. They need O lineman help. They could possibly go another wide receiver, say especially Devontae Smith. But I see them picking a D lineman mainly because their team is still a team that can make playoffs. Look, as much trash we could talk about Jared Goff and his time with the Rams, he was honestly in a place that didn't care for him. Now, I'm not trying to make excuses for him. I just like to find the benefit of the doubt for all players, okay? You know, some players, there's really just no hope at all. But it's nice to think that this guy can perform well, and we still don't know how this team will look with this new head coach who said, and I quote, bite kneecaps off. So, you know, that alone just tells me defense is what he's going to look at the most. And you want to build this defense young, so when it's inevitably time to rebuild the offense with a new quarterback, you have a young defense. You have a defense that's either young or still maturing enough to be able to take the load off the offense so much where you don't have to worry about this offense needing to perform right away. And you could really lose a couple years of the, oh no, we're ass, we can't perform well, and really be in that middle group and be like, okay, we have a chance to perform, we just need to fix these couple of things. That's the only reason I see them going D lineman. Going at number 8, the Carolina Panthers are on the clock. And with the 8th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Carolina Panthers select Penei Sewell. Now, this is something I saw the Jets doing only because they had Sam Darnold, and Sam Darnold needed to be protected. Now that Carolina has Sam Darnold, all they really need to do is pick up his 5th-year option, see how he performs, give him a big major contract if he's good. I'm not talking big major, but, you know, it depends on how he performs. Give him an extension, and you got a young guy to block for him and protect him and protect Christian McCaffrey. You know, I see them going Penei Sewell, one of the best in the draft. With the 9th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Denver Broncos are on the clock. And with the 9th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Denver Broncos select Micah Parsons, linebacker. I see them picking linebacker. Now, yes, they can go wide receiver. Yes, they need a quarterback as well. I see them eventually getting Teddy Bridgewater through a trade. It makes the most sense. Former coach is on there. I'm just saying it makes a lot of sense that Teddy B is going to go back to Broncos. They will then have their quarterback for the future. But I see them going for pretty much a linebacker only because linebacker's kind of a needed help. And if there's anything about the Broncos that is really important, it's that Von Miller, you know, he's a character, right? I think he's on his last couple years, and most likely that man's kind of old. Will he retire? That's a high possibility. And there's also a high possibility he's going to want a lot of money, but you won't be able to pay him this kind of money. So you got to, as a business and as an organization, really decide, okay, let's get this linebacker, learn under Von, figure out what we're going to do with Von, figure out his situation. And if things are not going to work out the way you want, where you want to keep him, or if he's going to retire, at least you didn't miss out on a linebacker and you don't have to go get one next year or when he's about to be gone. You could have one now, you're set, you're good, that's your future. Going at number 10, the Dallas Cowboys are on the clock. And with the 10th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Dallas Cowboys select Patrick Surtain II. Now, it's between Patrick Surtain, J.C. Horn, and Kyle Pitts. I see them trading up for Kyle Pitts, but I think they should get Patrick Surtain for one reason only. Patrick Surtain is one of the best in the draft. Now, I love J.C. Horn. J.C. Horn is one of those guys where if you get him in the right system, he's a stud. He's perfect in zone. He's perfect in his reading ability to understand run and pass. But the thing I like about Patrick Surtain more, and the thing that's more required in my opinion when being an NFL quarterback, is your man-to-man ability. How can you stay with your man on deep strides? Can you stay with the bigger wide receivers such as DK Metcalf and George Kittle, Travis Kelce, Darren Waller? You need a guy who could really be man-to-man physical against not just speedy wide receivers like Tyreek Hill, but big guys as well. So I see the Cowboys really going out, getting Patrick Surtain. They already have Trayvon Diggs on the opposite side. Now they got Patrick Surtain. It really help out the linebackers a little bit more and really help that D-line not have to, push so hard to get to the quarterback, only for the quarterback to throw it 20 yards into the 20 yards deep into a player. Now you got these cornerbacks who can stay with their man, stay on what they need to do, and stay on their assignment. And with the number 11th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the New York Giants select offensive center Creed Humphreys. Yes, I see them picking a center. Now, Devontae Smith is still on the board. I understand that. So you're like, Miguel, they're going to have to pick wide receiver, especially if the Cowboys are going to go out and pick a cornerback. You'd think they pick a wide receiver. On the contrary, my friend, Saquon just is coming off of an ACL injury, a major ACL injury. That's something a lot of running backs can't really come back from. Jimmy Garoppolo's barely coming back from one, and he still gets hurt. Can you really trust that Saquon Barkley, the jumping leapfrog, can really come back from that? Now, I'm not saying he won't. There's a high possibility he proves everyone wrong and becomes a badass. But I'm just saying right now, what we're looking at is Daniel Jones, who still gets pretty much sacked every left, right, and center, a strong D-line on the Cowboys and Washington football team, and you need someone to block for you. What better than an offensive center who's not only the leader of the O-line, but the leader at protecting your QB, who's the one who hands the ball off. He's right there in the middle to protect it all. And you're going to need a guy like that to really help Saquon Barkley open some holes for him, lead this O-line, and make sure that Daniel Jones doesn't get sacked a lot. And going to the 12th pick, the Philadelphia Eagles are on the clock. And with the 12th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Philadelphia Eagles select Devontae Smith. Now, yes, I know, I talked a lot about the Philadelphia Eagles last video saying that why did they trade away? They had their chance at literally anyone. They're not going to fall to him. Now, I still say that that's a possibility, but honestly, looking at these teams' needs, which is the Dolphins, the Giants, the Lions, and the Bengals, I see them needing other things other than a wide receiver. And that leaves the Eagles to really just being handed Devontae Smith. They didn't think that they would get him, but they got him based on the other needs that I see these teams needing. Now, like I said, Tua needs a guy to protect him. You don't want him to get really... you don't want him to have no protection, because if he has no protection, he has a higher chance of getting injury again. This will be his first season as a starter. Honestly, just build a O-line around him. Build a blocking protection. Don't go out and get him weapons. You could do that later. You're still in pretty much rebuild mode. Not fully. You're there. You just need key pieces that you can get later on. Same with the Giants. You guys are kind of there. Your division you're able to fight for. You just need better blocking. If Saquon Barkley didn't get hurt and didn't tear his ACL, could you have won more games? Most definitely. He could have really led the run game in helping you guys out. Now, you guys already had a perfect run game in your second string backup that replaced him, and he came in and really mowed his way through. Imagine if that was Saquon Barkley, how many more games you would have won. I'm just saying an O-line and protection like a tight end as Kyle Pitts really goes a long ways other than a wide receiver. And that's something that the Eagles don't need to really worry about, mainly because they still got Hurts, who's still learning the system and is probably going to have his first full year as a starter as well. And going to the 13th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, The Los Angeles Chargers are on the clock. And with the 13th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Chargers select Jalen Waddle, wide receiver. I hope I said that name right. I see them picking a wide receiver. I mean, do I need to say more? Did you not see Justin Herbert really shine? Did you not see Justin Herbert really pop off and in his first game go toe-to-toe with Patrick Mahomes? God damn, that guy's going to be a monster in the NFL, and he's really going to tear through the defense of the Chiefs and the new defense of the Las Vegas Raiders. I'm used to saying Oakland. That's no thing on the Raiders. It's just, come on now. You guys used to be Oakland. Now you're Vegas. Although I love their stadium. By far my favorite stadium now. My favorite stadium used to be a mix between the Rams and the Niners, just because those stadiums kind of look cool. But, oh, damn, that Vegas stadium, whoo. It's crisp. It's clean. If I was a Raider fan, I'd like it. Now, going back to the 13th pick, they could also go O-lineman. After all, Herbert will still need protection. But, I think a wide receiver would be more optional. Justin Herbert did the best with what he had. You can get O-lineman later. And they could also go cornerback. After all, they have Darren Waller, Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill, and Henry Ruggs that they really have to worry about. And a cornerback who's perfect in zone, like J.C. Horn, could really benefit in this system that the Chargers have, which is kind of similar to the 49ers defensive system. And honestly, that's a perfect zone defense that he could strive in. Now, they could do that, but like I said, a wide receiver is something that will really just elevate the offense more, and that's more of a bigger need for them than an offensive line or a cornerback right now. Going with the 14th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Vikings are on the clock. And with the 14th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Minnesota Vikings select Azeez Ojulari, edge rusher. Now, I don't think I really need to say my reason why they should pick an edge. I mean, did you watch the Thanksgiving game? Alvin Kamara, running back for the Saints, really just ran through that defense, giving them no hope on Thanksgiving night. Oh, nope, none. He ran and pretty much tied the record for the most rushing touchdowns in a game, which is 6. And what's sad is the head coach put the backup in to rush for another touchdown. If he didn't do that, if he gave it to Alvin Kamara would have broken the record at 7. And honestly, in my opinion, he broke the record. The stats won't say it, but in my mind, he broke the record because that should have been his touchdown. And I have my cousin's boyfriend. He's a Vikings fan, and I had to watch him sit through that game, and I could just see the pain in his eyes, and I'm just like, good thing I'm not a Vikings fan. But that's the only reason I see them picking really an edge rushers, because their defense was just god awful, one of the worst I've seen in the league, and they couldn't really do anything to stop the run. They couldn't stop any passes coming their way. They were just really getting rolled all season. So I see them picking an edge. They need a lot of help on the defense, but honestly, edge is the best way to start. Yes, you can get a young cornerback stud, but what's best is that cornerback going to do if you have no pressure going to the pocket? No pressure going to the quarterback and really destroying the pocket. Eventually, he's going to end up losing his man sooner or later, and there's going to be an opening. That's the only reason I see them picking an edge. It's the easiest and best choice in a long scheme of players that they really need to fix. Going on to the 15th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Atlanta Falcons are on the clock. And with the 15th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Atlanta Falcons select Trayvon Moehrig, a safety. Now, there's a high possibility they go Najee Harris, running back. But they need help in the safety department, all right? They blew 3 fourth quarter leads, and that's not counting the Super Bowl, okay? You blew 3 games in a row of fourth quarter lead where you were up by 10 points. In the fourth quarter, the final moments of the game, you're up by 10 points. That should be your time to chat and scream, yeah, victory, but you lost. You need real bad help on that defense. You need it now. Go get a safety like Trayvon Morig who could really help you. Now, yes, there's a chance Trayvon Morig can drop to the second round. I do see it. There's other needs around the NFL that are other than safety. But why take that risk? Why take the risk of getting a great running back for your perfect run system when your defense still lets up fourth quarter leads? The offense can perform, but for how long if the defense just lets up? Go get your safety, you're able to protect the backfield, and that's a start at least. Going on to the 16th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Arizona Cardinals are on the clock. And with that 16th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Arizona Cardinals select Rashawn Slater. Yep, I see them picking an O-lineman. Now, they do need cornerback help, especially in J.C. Horn for, DK Metcalf, Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, George Kittle, Tyler Lockett. They need a lot of cornerback help. But I want to reference back to week 16, was it? Niners against the Cardinals. Niners won that game. Dominated with their defense. But the final moments were the most important ones. Kyler Murray drops back for a pass. Gets gutted. And I'm talking shoulder to the gut. Down. He's holding his stomach. He's holding near his groin. He ain't getting up. He's hurt. The first time I've seen Kyler Murray that in pain where he took off his helmet and you could see it in his eyes. And you know what I saw? I saw a young Russell Wilson who knew he has no O-line but never complained. And now an old Russell Wilson out here complaining and really bringing down his own O-line. I see that in Kyler Murray. It happened again. Week 17, I believe it was. He was getting sacked. He got ran through. He got hurt. Now, it wasn't as major as that week 16 game, but do you really want to fall through the path that the Seahawks did? You want to build up this defense. I understand you're building a strong defense with J.J. Watt. Do you want to keep building that defense out of the risk that your O-line can't protect for your one quarterback? Yes, you got DeAndre Hopkins and A.J. Green. But what's that going to do if he's getting sacked every now and then, every day? The Niners just fixed up their D-line. They could be back to 2019, and that was scary enough for Kyler Murray, who was on his very first year. This will be his third year. People will figure out how he works by then. He's smaller. He's not as strong. I'm not saying anything bad about him, but if you compare him to Russell Wilson, he's a smaller guy where if he takes a hit, he can go down like that, and Russell Wilson can get back up like nothing happened just because of the way their body is. You don't want to hurt this guy because this guy is your future. Or else you want to go back to the Josh Rosen situation, and I'm damn well know that Cardinal fans don't want to go through that shit again. So go get your O-lineman. He needs help. Go get an O-lineman. Your quarterback needs help. Really, just your defense can manage a year, and then you could build up a cornerback or even get one in free agency. Don't worry. Now going on to the most questionable one, and it's only because it's number 17. That's right. The 17th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, and the Las Vegas Raiders are on the clock. Now, I got a lot of Raider fans who might be mad about this pick. I'm friends with more Raider fans than you guys think, and it's kind of funny because, I'm a Niner fan and all, and it's good. It's just good to piss them off. Now, they piss me off too, but that's called a good friendship, and I like to think. Yes, I understand J.C. Horn is still up, okay? I understand you could still get a good edge rusher right now. I see you picking a linebacker in Jabril Cox. Yes, I see them picking a linebacker in Jabril Cox for many reasons. You got Gus Bradley, who used to run the Legion of Boom back in Seattle, rising up to teach your young defense again. Your defense is young and it's perfect. I really loved it last season. Last season, I thought it was one of the best defenses out there. It was clean. It's finally stopped Patrick Mahomes, not once, but twice. And I understand they lost their second week, but I mean, do you not know who Patrick Mahomes is? He makes 1 minute comebacks every time. Don't know how, but you give that guy more than 1 minute, you lost the game. There's no point in giving him 1 minute left in the entire game because he will score. And that's what he did. Now, yes, their defense was a little bit to blame. After all, their defense let up, but their defense held down 2 times. That is the strongest I've ever seen the Raiders against the Chiefs. Every time they're against the Chiefs, they give up, and you could see it in their eyes. I know Raider fans won't admit it, but you could see it in every player. They give up against the Chiefs, not this team. This team fought against the Chiefs. This team said, not today, we're new, we're improved. We're no longer the Oakland Raiders that everyone laughed at. We're the Las Vegas Raiders, baby. They came in with a new mentality. Now you have a new defensive coordinator to really come in and change this system. Get a linebacker. I understand you just re-signed a couple linebackers. I'm not going to get you a middle linebacker. This is a linebacker who is key on the edge, can really jump off the line of scrimmage and get to the quarterback fast. Has a good tail for the running game and the passing game. He'll be a left side, right side, wherever you have him. But you build that linebacker core because that's one of the most important parts of the Legion of Boom. You have all your cornerbacks still on rookie contracts. You have 2 safeties still long-term contracts. Why get another young corner to learn a brand new system when you don't even know how that system is going to work for yourself? You could say, oh, it's the Legion of Boom. What are you talking about, Miguel? You still have to see how they perform. They have changed defensive systems 3 times already. Let them learn this one. Bring in Richard Sherman, who's worked under this system before, and teach the young guys you have now instead of bringing more young guys. Go get a new linebacker core to really help and show the best in Gus Bradley, as this linebacker has played in a 4-3 system and he understands it more as he's played at a high level in college. I hear they're probably going to change to 3-4, but you never know. That is the only reason I see them going for Jabril Cox. And with the 18th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Miami Dolphins are on the clock. And with the 18th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Miami Dolphins select offensive tackle Christian Darrisaw. This is why I see them picking a tight end. They have a second pick, and they could get an O-lineman. They could get wide receivers later on, boys and girls. I promise you, Miami fans, your defense was the best defense in the league by far. Most turnovers, most points by a turnover. You had Xavier Howard, I believe, for Defensive Player of the Year. You're fine on defense. Your offense needs help. And that's something that's why everyone kept saying to replace Tua. He's a rookie. He doesn't know. He can't be protected. The pocket collapsed on him more times than it should have. And the game against Kyler Murray, where he really shined and popped off and went on a shooting spree with him, showed that this quarterback can be good given the O-line help. You're fine on a wide receiver for now. You still need to worry about that O-line. You don't want to ruin your quarterback's future, who's coming off of an injury for his first full year. Going on to the 19th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Washington Football Team are on the clock. Now, while we wait for Washington to, eventually decide their pick, can I just go off on a off topic and say I really, really hate saying Washington Football Team, and am I the only one? I feel like people have gotten used to it, but I miss the Redskins, man. I understand the whole drama around that. I don't want to talk about it because that's just, it's not stupid. I understand, okay, but I don't mean stupid. I just mean it's kind of pointless. For what reason? It happened back in the day. There's nothing you could have changed it. It's not like they intended for that name to really hurt people in any way. It was just what happened back in the day. You got to understand that. But, I digress. I understand why. I'm all for change. But why Washington football team? You could have had any other name, all right? So this is my time, because I hear they're now giving fans the ability to pick the name. I'm going to give you guys my name, okay? Back in the day, their defense used to be called the Hogs. Why not they go back to being the Washington Hogs, and instead of a mascot being, a redskin or, and all that, they could literally have it be Puma from Lion King, a warthog. Imagine that. You're one of the fans waiting for the announcement of the new mascot, and you just see Pumbaa coming out like a mean guy, running out there, horns and everything out the nose, warthog, dude. They start playing his song and everything, bro. I'd like Washington at that point. It makes the most sense. Come on, there has to be someone with a lot of money who would really want to invest in this idea. It's a smart idea. Washington Hogs, it's a warthog Puma. I'm just saying. And with the 19th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Washington Hogs select Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, linebacker. Yep, I see them picking a linebacker. They need a lot of help on that defense, all right? Chase Young really is a real great edge rusher. Perfect for you guys, honestly. But he got double teamed against Tom Brady in the wild card. His O-line protected him really well. And you had to have your quarterback, Chad Henne. Or Heineke. It was Heineke. Chad Henne's the Chiefs. Sorry, I'm thinking about Chad Henne. Heineke. Yeah, Taylor Heineke. There you go. My bad, Washington fans. Taylor Heineke, the GOAT, went toe-to-toe with Tom Brady and really made him, he kind of pissed himself a little bit. Not going to lie. You could see it in his eyes. Tom Brady was like, I'm about to lose to an XFL player? Yeah, you were about to. And honestly, they need help building that linebacker core. What better way than to get Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, who's a perfect linebacker, especially with Ron Rivera at the helm of head coach. He could really treat him as if he were Luke Kuechly. Now, he's not in Luke Kuechly. I will not compare them two. I'm not going to go into it. That is idiocy. That is idiotic. Okay, I'm just saying he could really elevate this guy's game like he did Luke Kuechly, and it would be perfect for them to really build that linebacker core to protect and lead the backfield as, you have Chase Young coming off one of the edges to really get to the quarterback. And with the 20th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Chicago Bears are on the clock. And with that 20th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Chicago Bears select Jaycee Horn. Yes, they finally pick up Jaycee Horn. Now, part of me just felt bad that Jaycee Horn fell this low. I didn't think he should have. I don't think he will realistically. Although I say I like Patrick Surtain more, Jaycee Horn is a guy who's systematic, all right? You get him in the perfect system, he could surpass Patrick Surtain like that. Coming off his first season, beautifully he could, if you give him the right system. Now, I'm not saying he would be bad in another system, not at all. He would just need more time to learn, and eventually he will adapt. It's one of these things where if it's a perfect pick, it's a perfect pick. And I see the Bears doing that. You got already Khalil Mack on the team still. You got now a young cornerback in Jaycee Horn to really help and elevate your team, as your offense is going to be one of the most questionable things in the NFL with Andy Dalton at helm. Now, could they go Mac Jones? Yes, they could. Or they could wait till the second round, which is what I kind of think they will do, is they will get a quarterback in the second or third round. But, Mac Jones is also a possibility only because, are you really going to trust Andy Dalton? Look, I trusted Andy Dalton for a minute to lead the Cowboys. I was thinking, you know what? Andy Dalton's been on the Bengals for so long. They never had an O-line. Maybe he's going to have an O-line over in the Cowboys and actually be a decent quarterback. And then I saw him get hurt and no one picked him up. The O-lineman literally let him get sacked, looked at him and said, oh, well, missed my job, and walked away. No one picked him up. Not even a defensive player went to go check if he was okay. They just let him lay there. At that point, I realized, okay, Andy Dalton. I don't know if he could lead a team now. If he can't even, if his old line doesn't even care about him, there has to be something wrong. But that's probably more on the Cowboys, less on Andy Dalton. But at this point, I don't feel too good with Andy Dalton being on the Bears when you had Trubisky, who was leading a game winner against the Saints. Only his wide receiver dropped a wide open ball. Now, to be fair, the team gave up on Trubisky probably at the beginning of the season, so I feel bad because Trubisky had one of his best seasons yet. He really had a pickup season after his other horrible 4 years with the Bears. That this final season he was really perfect, and the team just didn't see it, which sucks. So now they got Andy Dalton. You're going to need a defense that could really lead you. Your defense is already good. It just needs a little bit of help in the passing department. That's where J.C. Horn comes into play. And with the 21st pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Indianapolis Colts are on the clock. And with the 21st pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Indianapolis Colts select Joseph Ossai, edge rusher. I see them picking an edge rusher. Yes, their defense. Oh my God, it was so beautiful. Best rushing defense in the league with DeForest Buckner coming down the middle, making a nuisance. Now, I like to believe that DeForest Buckner really changed this D-line, as it wasn't as good until DeForest Buckner came in. He really led, he really showed veteran leadership and improved upon this defense. The next thing you need now is an edge rusher. Just like Nick Bosa and DeForest Buckner were together, just imagine if you get your own edge rusher, your own Nick Bosa-esque. There's so many K's. I'm sorry. Nick Bosa-esque. There you go. You get a player of his caliber to come off the edge, have the quarterback run away. DeForest Buckner is waiting right there down the middle. It's perfect. That's the only reason I see them getting an edge, to really make this run game better than what it already is. And going on to the 22nd pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Tennessee Titans are on the clock. And with the 22nd pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Tennessee Titans select Kwity Paye, defensive end. Ooh, I see another defensive end going off the board like that. Like I said, defense is one of the best things you can get. Defense wins championships. It's the easiest pick that makes any fan happy, unless you're the 49ers and you get flashbacks of Solomon Thomas over Watson or Mahomes, because then that's just pain. So much pain. But I digress. Going back to the Titans, like I said, they need a lot of help. Now, they could go cornerback or safety, but you really need better edge rush, and you need to make sure you get to the quarterback. When you played against Lamar Jackson, he had a lot of time in the pocket to really throw those balls, and he evaded from you a lot more times than you needed him to evade from you. So you need to really help this D line. You need to grow it so it could stop the run. It was not really that perfect at stopping the run. Yes, it did well, but it still led up on the most crucial plays on 3rd down and 4th down. You need better run stopping. That's where I see Kwity Paye coming in. He'd be perfect. He has the best breakthroughs in double teaming. He could really set the edge right away. I see Kwity Paye really making a huge performance over in Tennessee. And with the 23rd pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the New York Jets are on the clock. And with that 23rd pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the New York Jets select Najee Harris, running back. I see them picking a running back, all right? And I see them picking one of the best in Najee Harris. They already got their star quarterback in Zach Wilson to really lead their team and elevate their offensive game. What best way to elevate an offensive game more than with a perfect running back in Najee Harris, who played in Alabama, and as they say with Mac Jones, his system really is similar to 49ers and Kyle Shanahan's. And who do they have at offensive coordinator? The passing game coordinator for the 49ers, Mike LaFleur. So you get him. He also did a little bit of the run game. You get him, this running back who's a stud, really helps the team. you're really building that offensive right off the bat, something the Niners took longer to do as they built the defense first. And I'm sure Saleh knows that although defense wins championships, he wants to see where his defense is at now so he knows what to build first. So right now you get what you know is most important in the offense, which is the quarterback and the running back, as last year the best running back on the Jets was Frank Gore. Now, that's nothing against Frank Gore, Niner Hall of Fame legend in my heart, best running back out in the league right now, the oldest running back out in the league right now, but, that guy can't be your number one. And you're bringing in Tevin Coleman, and Tevin Coleman was barely number 3 for the Niners. You need to get yourself a running back. Yes, you could get one in undrafted free agency, maybe, but do you have that spark? You don't want to take the chance. Go get Najee Harris. And with the 24th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Pittsburgh Steelers are on the clock. And with the 24th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Pittsburgh Steelers select Rashad Bateman. Yes, I know I took a little bit of a while. I wanted to give up. I wanted to let you guys think, what is he going to say? I say Rashad Bateman, wide receiver. Now, do they need a lot of help at wide receiver? Probably not. They need more help in the O-line. Maybe they can get a quarterback to replace Big Ben because he's going to want more money. They could go defensive end because, they wanted to get J.J. Watt. Couldn't. Now they have to find a guy to really be the next J.J. Watt. Who knows? I see them picking a wide receiver mainly because you got Juju on a 1-year deal. And I've been trying to wonder, okay, Juju was offered more money and I think more years from the Chiefs and the Ravens. Hell, the head coach for the Chiefs kept sending him the picture of the Lombardi trophy saying, hey, you want one of these? Do you want a ring? Come to us. You'll automatically get one. And he turned that down to be on the Steelers. I'm not saying he's dumb. I'm saying he loves the Steelers nation. And it makes sense. But from a business standpoint, he's going to want money. Come on. You're not going to keep signing him on cheap contracts forever. The cap's going to go up. Yes, but do you want to spend all that cap on a wide receiver who's not even number 1? Now, if you're trying to spend that money, you should go give it to the cheerleaders because I'm pretty sure they're better dancers than him anyways. But, like I said, I don't think Juju would be on the Steelers much longer. They go and get Rashad Bateman, his pretty much replacement for the inevitability that he's going to say, hey, give me more money. You don't have to pay him. You got a guy who could replace him. A great number 2 wide receiver over in his college. Not only is he perfect in the man-to-man and in physical confrontations of catching the ball, he could catch it in traffic. He could really manhandle receivers, and he has the ability to even elevate his arm and make longer reaches for the ball. This is a guy that's perfect. I've seen him play well in the slot at times, but he's even better when he's in stride getting thrown the ball, as he makes sure he always brings down that ball with security. What a perfect replacement for Juju, who does pretty much the same thing, just less of the dancing. Enough trash talking Juju, because I already know that if I do that and Juju fans hear that, I will be canceled. And honestly, I'm kind of hoping for that. Yo, cancel me, please. Just that'd be funny. I just have the little Juju bees come at me and pretty much scare me. Pat McCaffrey gave me that one, but that was pretty funny. I found it hilarious. I always laugh at it. It's like, why you get mad, huh? They're jokes. You guys can't take jokes? Come on. Oh, what? You're going to tell me 2010? Oh, man, like I've heard that one before. Going to the number 25th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Jacksonville Jaguars are on the clock. And with the 25th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Jacksonville Jaguars select Travis Travis E.T. I'm calling him E.T. now. Yes, he's an extraterrestrial. He is a running back, and he's going to be perfect for the Jaguars. The reason I see the Jaguars picking this, same exact reason with the Jets. They got a lot of cap to build later. Right now, they got a new head coach in Urban Myers who needs to see what team he has now to figure out what he needs to build. And honestly, Travis E.T. is a running back from Clemson, and guess who his quarterback was? the number one pick in the NFL draft from the Jacksonville Jaguars. Just saying, you bring him in, it's like chemistry together. And not only is he just a great running back in general, he's perfect in the pass game. One of the best pass targets at running back for Trevor Lawrence, and he's even stronger in blocking. You're not just bringing in a guy to run the ball and, have good chemistry with their quarterback. You're bringing a guy who literally did everything for his quarterback. Blocked for him, ran the ball, caught the ball. He will be there, and they could even build upon their chemistry for the 4 years that they're together. I'm just saying it's perfect pickup, and it's the smartest pickup for this Jacksonville team, who really never had an offense that could really do anything. Their Super Bowl run was all based on their defense, to be honest, and now with this offense, it's really going to just shine all the way through. Going on to number 26, the Cleveland Browns are on the clock. And with the 26th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, I see the Cleveland Browns selecting Terrace Marshall Jr., wide receiver. Now, I hope I don't piss off Brown fans when I say this, but this guy, I'm going to be point blank serious with you, is OBJ's replacement. Now, he's not getting replaced. I hope he doesn't, at least, because that'd be idiotic and honestly worst decision by the Browns to really get rid of him, especially right now, because if you trade him or cut him right now at this moment, you lose dead cap. Wait till next year to do that. You don't lose any money. It's like, hey, go away, and you just no money leaves your pocket. It's like, yeah, free at last, but don't get rid of him. He's a real perfect wide receiver. When he's on the field, him and Baker really connect on a lot more deep passes than you'd think. Now, they don't connect a lot, but every connection is always for a deep pass, or they have the other wide receiver pass to him. I cannot think of his name. I am drawing a blank. Brain fart. Jarvis Landry. There you go. It just popped in my head. I'm like a genius or something. Jarvis Landry would connect with him, although he is a wide receiver as well. Those little reverse end arounds where the wide receiver throws the ball, they still connect with OBJ. OBJ is a guy you don't want to replace, but this is a business. In the end of the day, they aim as an organization and as a team to build the best possible football team to compete. OBJ takes up a lot of cap. Baker Mayfield, you just picked up his 5th-year option, and if he leads you guys to another playoff divisional game, you guys almost made it to the Super Bowl. This is the first time in years that the Browns not only made playoffs, you beat the Steelers twice. You blew them out in the second time in wild card. And then you went all the way, one game away from Super Bowl? Come on. That's perfect. You're going to want to pay him. You don't want to keep him on a young, cheap deal. Picking up this 5th-year option is telling Baker, look, we need cap right now. Prove us one more time that you deserve a big money contract. We'll give you more money than all the money you make on the commercials you do. And that's why I see them picking Terrace Marshall Jr. is OBJ takes up a lot of cap. You get rid of him next year. You save cap, and you use that money to pay Jarvis Landry. Use that to pay Baker Mayfield, and you use that to pay your defensive end. I cannot think of his name. I'm sorry. I don't know Browns players. I don't know the Browns players. Also, come on. Odell Beckham Jr., Terrace Marshall Jr. It's all connected. Now, that's not the only comparison I see between these two players. There's a lot more. Terrace Marshall Jr. is just like OBJ, physical, talented. He could catch in traffic. He can catch with his arm extended. And most of the time, he takes mean hits. He'll take a hit. He never tries to evade hits. He takes the hit and he doesn't fumble. That is reliability at its finest. That is a perfect replacement for OBJ if it comes to the fact that you have to replace him. Now, like I said again, I don't think you guys should. I think you should keep OBJ. It'd be perfect. But just in case you guys need to let go of Cap, you got a guy who went to the same college as him. They could both learn under each other for a year. And maybe, who knows, maybe you do end up having the Cap to keep OBJ. You have two great wide receivers who could have a connection with each other and really help just elevate each other more and more. Going on to the number 27th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Baltimore Ravens are on the clock. And with the 27th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Baltimore Ravens select Samuel Cosmi, offensive lineman. I see them picking an offensive lineman, and they need a lot more help in the defense. Maybe get another wide receiver as well, but you just got Sammy Watkins, so I think you're fine. You get an O-lineman only because this is Lamar's third year. He needs to step out of this running back role that everyone's given him. Although it's something that, is joked about, it is mainly true. He's not that talented in the passing game, and that's nothing against him. He's learning. He's still young. You build this O-line and tell him this year you need to learn more. Try to help him understand how to use his legs as less of a means to escape and more of a means to extend the open pass game, which they can now have with Sammy Watkins coming in. So I see them picking an O-lineman. It's the safest pick. It's the easiest pick. Yes, they could get one later in the round, but it's better to get the position you need now in the first round than later. That's what I think anyways. Yes, there's smarter ways for this to play out, but in my mind, I do believe you get the players you need right away. And with the 28th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the New Orleans Saints are on the clock. And with the 28th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the New Orleans Saints select Caleb Farley, cornerback. Yes, I see them picking a cornerback. Dear God, they need a lot of help, to be honest. And look, New Orleans fans, I understand. I get it, okay? You had so many great years with Drew Brees, and I'm going to miss him. It feels like the end of an era. If you grew up in the 2000s like me, we're losing the quarterbacks that we grew up with. Phillip Rivers, Drew Brees, Aaron Rodgers soon. These guys that we grew up watching, these players, they're coming to an end, and it's a new era. It's sad. It's something that I thought about, and I was like, wow, we're really this is the end of an era for us, guys. We're starting new. And yes, there's better, bigger names out there, names that are cooler, flashier players, but based down to it, it's just that nostalgia factor that we're losing Brees. And not only that, the Saints have zero cap. I mean, they probably have. I think they have some cap now, but they were in the negatives for a long time, and I think they're still kind of in the negatives. You guys got to get all this cap back. And honestly, you can't pay the players you have now, and you have at least 4 or 5 cornerbacks on 1-year contracts. That's your biggest need. I mean, your defense was never good to begin with, but it didn't need to be good because you have Drew Brees. Now that you don't have Drew Brees, you're going to need this defense to really shine. And it's been one of the better defenses I've seen in a while from the Saints. Now, I feel like I say this every year because they do get better every year, but it's never enough. Now is the time where it needs to be enough, and I see them getting a cornerback in Caleb Farley. Now, maybe, they could get Asante Samuel Jr. in the mix, but I prefer Caleb Farley over Asante Samuel. Nothing against Asante. I just think that it's scheme fit. It would benefit the Saints more in getting Caleb Farley. Now going on to the 29th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Green Bay Packers are on the clock. And with the 29th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Green Bay Packers select Elijah Vera Tucker, offensive guard. Now, look, I get it. You just got a new O-lineman, okay? I understand, man. You just signed your left tackle to a monster deal. This guy, however, is offensive guard who could play left tackle. Now, I'm thinking of this long term more than anything else. Is that bad? Maybe. But with the whole thing going around of them trying to restructure Aaron Rodgers' contract, the general manager came out this morning and said they're still trying to restructure his contract, but they do see him as their quarterback for the foreseeable future. Where have I heard that one before? Josh Rosen is our guy. Jimmy Garoppolo is our guy. I hear this every other day now, it feels like. So I take that with a grain of salt when a general manager says that we like this player, because you could say that, but you never show it. And that's the only reason I like loyalty out of people, because liars are just liars. You don't want to see a liar, especially when it's your general manager for your own football team, because then if they're lying, then at that point, who do you believe? Huh? Can you really believe that this guy's going to change your team at that point if he keeps lying to you? I wouldn't believe that guy, not for a second. So I take these with a grain of salt. Maybe he's telling the truth, but if he was, why would he have gotten Jordan Love in the first round? They didn't need a quarterback. They needed a wide receiver. Aaron Rodgers is not nearing the end of his prime yet. He's not nearing the end of his career at all. He's enjoying football. He still looks young. He still looks fresh. You don't want to replace that yet. Now, it makes sense for the future, so we'll see how it plays out. But that's why I see them picking an offensive guard who could possibly learn right tackle, but also be right next to your left tackle as they learn from each other. And for rotation reasons, he could take over left tackle and come out as a starter right away at offensive lineman. And with your left tackle and on a big monster deal and this offensive guard on a young rookie deal, you could really see Jordan Love taking a step finally. I really do see him this year, whether it's in preseason or in a game that doesn't matter. This is the year we're going to see Jordan Love play. It's going to be his second year. You can't waste any of his rookie years sitting on the bench if we don't even get to see how he plays. Because if you don't even get to see how he plays, how are you going to tell us as fans that he's the guy who's going to take over for Aaron Rodgers? I'm just saying this is the year you need him to play. You don't want him to step out of there without an O-line help. You get extra O-line help so you could make sure that if you do put him out, which needs to be done, he won't get hurt within the first 5 minutes. And going on to the number 30th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Buffalo Bills are on the clock. And with the 30th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Buffalo Bills select Greg Newsome, the second cornerback. Yep, another cornerback is a very, very good need. Now, could they go wide receiver? Yeah, but they got Emmanuel Sanders now. And Emmanuel Sanders is not terrible. Not a number one, but not terrible with Stephon Diggs. He'd really actually help Stephon Diggs a lot more, because everyone's going to want to double team Stephon Diggs, that Emmanuel Sanders is going to break free. And then if you go double team Emmanuel Sanders, you're leaving Stephon Diggs even more open, because he's perfect at breaking man-to-man coverage. So it's pretty much a damn if you do, damn if you don't kind of thing. They could double team both people, but then you're just leaving it open for either the running attack or a tight end possession. So, I see them picking cornerback is something that they kind of need, and it's mainly because they got their butts blown out by the Chiefs. The Chiefs really just came in and dominated all the way through in that AFC divisional game and really just shined. And that's something the Bills need to correct. Their defense, although is really good, can benefit from some cornerback help. And I see Greg Newsome being a really stellar cornerback, especially with Tre'Davious White and other cornerbacks on final years, that you need to build a guy now that you have for the future, so you're not wasting all your money on cornerbacks and you could only waste it on the players that you need at the position, like Tre'Davious White. And with that 31st pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Kansas City Chiefs traded it away. Yep, y'all thought I was going to have a pick for them. Nope. They traded it away, guys. Now, this is something that actually happened, if you don't know. They traded away their 31st pick for offensive tackle Orlando Brown. They gained a second round, next year's 6th round pick, while giving away their 31st pick a third round, a fourth round, and a fifth round next year. So they gave away some future picks for an offensive tackle, along with they pretty much pick swapped and then traded their 31st pick for an offensive tackle in Orlando Brown, who's a stellar offensive tackle on the Ravens. And it just makes more sense why I see the Ravens going offensive lineman earlier in the round. They traded this. They need offensive lineman help badly. You go get it at number 27. Now in the 31st pick, I did have the Chiefs getting O lineman, but then they traded for an O lineman. So it's like I was technically right. They didn't trade for a rookie, but they traded for a good, decent offensive lineman nonetheless. And somewhere out in the world, Patrick Mahomes has a smile on his face because he's no longer going to be dying running 500 yards backwards anymore like he did in the Super Bowl. Now going on to the Baltimore Ravens with their 31st pick in the 2021 NFL Draft. The Baltimore Ravens select Richie Grant, safety. Yes, they pick a safety. Now, the only reason is because they don't got any picks in the second round, boys. Nope, they don't. They gave up that second round pick, and they don't get to pick till the third round late. And I'm talking late. They're like back in the 20s or 30s in their for the third round pick, and it's kind of sad, it's a late round pick. They're not really gonna have their choice at anybody at that point, so this needs to count as their second round pick, and their second round need is a safety. And what better safety than Richie Grant, who is beautiful at reading between pass and run. He's able to play strong safety and handle with tight ends, and he's able to really extend his arm and have the opportunity to either intercept or pass deflect a ball beautifully. And something about him that I think Harbaugh would even love, he has a strong special teams mentality. In his mind, he knows that it's all about special teams. If you could perform on all aspects of the ball, you are a great player. And his mentality is that he wants to go out into special teams and be the best special teamer he could be. That's something that Harbaugh can utilize very well, as he values having every player to be everywhere on the field. That's why I see them picking Richie Grant. I see this being their second round pick. It really helped them, and it's just the easiest pick. Now, with the final pick, yes, the 32nd pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Super Bowl defending champions are on the clock. And with the 32nd pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers select Levi Onwuzurike. I think that's how you say his name. I am so sorry. I'm not good with names. Leave me alone. But I see them picking a defensive tackle. Now, their defense was great. Oh, beautiful defense. They had Mahomes running scared. And honestly, it was the one moment where Raider fans, Niner fans held hands and rejoiced as Mahomes was getting really destroyed all game. They held him to no touchdowns all game. They were really manhandling Mahomes. Mahomes was running left, right, center. He threw sideways. He threw backwards. And his players for once couldn't catch the ball. Mahomes did everything Mahomes could do. He was magic. But for the first time, and I think I've seen forever, you saw a Chiefs offense crumble. Travis Kelce dropped a pass. Tyreek Hill dropped a pass. Sammy Watkins couldn't get open. It was just destruction everywhere. And Mahomes needed O-line help. Now, luckily for Mahomes, he's finally getting O-line help. Chances are there could be a chance that this is a repeat year for both teams, and you want to build a better defense to get back to Mahomes, go for a D-lineman. Now, bear with me, guys, because there's a high probability Mac Jones gets picked by the Buccaneers. I mean, everyone's been comparing him to Jimmy Garoppolo. This replacement, younger, better. Why wouldn't Tom Brady and the Bucs get it? Look, as much as it's fun to rejoice and say, yes, the Buccaneers are great, Tom Brady's our winner, yeah, yeah, he's only there for 2 more years. Do you really want to wait that long to like get his replacement, or do you want to get it now while he's there so he could teach him how it is to strive in playoffs, how it is to handle the adversity in a Super Bowl, to teach him what the atmosphere is like for winning? I think that would be perfect. The perfect spot for Mac Jones to learn, for the perfect spot for Mac Jones to eventually take over and be exactly like Tom Brady. Now, do I hope he's like? Am I saying he will be? No. Do I hope that? No, God, no. Guys, we don't need another Tom Brady. Please, please, we don't need another one. Okay, please. I can't see a team like the Bucks being the Patriots and just winning every year again. Okay, for the next decade, I can't see it. Okay, another 10 years of just winning, it has to stop. Okay, it has to stop. But that's my entire round one mock draft. Did you enjoy it? Were you skeptical? Well, let me know what picks you liked. Let me know actually what picks you thought were interesting, and let me know what picks you thought were just straight A dog shit. I want to know. I want to know how these picks fared to you. Like I said, I looked at what the teams needed the most and made sure that was the number one priority in this round one mock draft. I thank you guys for listening. Now, I want to keep the end of this right here all about the Niners. So, I want to just to say a little bit of things. So if you're still listening and you want to hear what I got to say, it's going to be it's not going to be a rant. It's going to be more of a understanding, in my opinion, okay? Kyle and John both came out and talked to the media today. They pretty much asked the same question they always ask. Is Jimmy Garoppolo going to be our guy? Kyle Shanahan had came out and said something very interesting. I can't tell you if everyone on earth will be alive Sunday, so how can I tell you if someone's going to be on our roster? Now, I'm not sure he said it exactly like that, but I mean, what? Now, it has been said that they are looking to taking back their action on wanting a first-round pick for Jimmy. They might want less now. It doesn't seem like Jimmy's going to be their guy, and that's the same reason I think about the general manager situation with the Packers, where he said we see him as our quarterback for the foreseeable future. Come on, dude. They said this to Josh Rosen. He's no longer on the team. They're saying this to Jimmy Garoppolo. He's no longer on the team. Be straightforward about it. I understand you don't want to say it yet and cause a catastrophe, but you're causing a catastrophe nonetheless if you lie about it. I mean, I think it's better to tell the truth than to lie. I don't know about you, but I'd rather someone yell at me for being truthful than someone getting mad at me for lying. I don't know. But with that being said, they both said this now. They both have their top 5 picks on who they want. They have 5 quarterbacks that they're looking at and they say they could all be starters. All 5 of these guys will be starters for our team this year. Obviously, 2 of them are going to be gone. Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson. Down to 3. Mac Jones, Trey Lance, Justin Fields. Now, Ian Rappaport is narrowing it down to Mac Jones or Trey Lance. But, I mean, I've heard this so many times, and I've even tweeted about it, where it doesn't, you can't really say it anymore. It doesn't have meaning anymore. I've heard it too many times to have meaning, where NFL reporters or people with sources say they know who the Niners are picking. At this point, only Kyle and John and the entire organization know exactly who they want. Kyle and John probably have 2 different mindsets on who they want. John probably wants one guy, Kyle wants the other, but John's going to go with Kyle's decision because that's the head coach. That's the offensive coordinator. He's going to go with what he wants because in the end of the day, he's got to get a guy that can play to his system. So you got to take credit from the man himself who calls the plays. So Maybe they both have different ideas, but they're going to go with Kyle's guy, and Kyle knows exactly who he wants. It doesn't mean everyone else does. I think it's at the point where instead of asking the big question, who are the Niners getting? Who does Kyle Shanahan like? It's now at the point with, will the fans accept who they pick? Because Niner fans are split in three sections: Mac Jones, Trey Lance, Justin Fields, and then there's people with Zach Wilson in mind, like me, who still believe that that could happen, even though it's more of a pipe dream at this point. But the people who despise Mac Jones, which is pretty much everyone in the every Niner fan out there, besides Grant Cohen, but because Grant wants to see Niner fans sad, and I find that hilarious. If you don't know who Grant Cohen, he's a sports writer for the Niners. Very entertaining guy. I take a lot of things he says with a grain of salt, but he really goes down to earth with a lot of things he says, and he says it from a very real standpoint that doesn't sugarcoat things. He doesn't say it as a Niner fan. He says it as a guy who's watching football and says, this needs to be fixed. And I like that about him. But going on to that, a lot of people hate Mac Jones for no reason, really. Mainly because, why would you trade everything for Mac Jones when you already have Jimmy Garoppolo? Understandable. But with that all being said, if they do pick Mac Jones, it will cause an outroar. If they pick Justin Fields, people will be okay, but then other people who wanted Trey Lance will still be mad. So you're now at a point where it's no longer what the fans want. At this point, as Niner fans, you have to look at this and say, will we accept what he picks? Probably not. He's probably going to make a pick and we're going to think, why? What? Now, a lot of us could be happy still with the pick, but a majority of us as fans will be skeptical and confused, as for so long we looked at this as we're going to get a guy who's going to sit for a year, maybe learn, probably come in later in the season just to see how he plays, because you can't waste a rookie on his first year. You really can't. You want to see how he performs on his rookie year. To now, Jimmy Garoppolo is most likely getting traded for more capital, and we could end up trading back in the first round. Or just more capital for the future, like a first round for the future. And we're going to have a rookie start for us. That's scary in itself. Now, I know that Justin Fields, Zach Wilson, and Mac Jones are all starting caliber quarterbacks who could start right away. So is Trey Lance. Trey Lance, I do believe that, but I would love for him to sit for a year because I think it would benefit him more. But, if they're going to have him start right away, he could do it. It just benefit him more if he sat for a year. That makes sense. But remember, we've had Jimmy Garoppolo, who's led us to victory after victory, who's, when healthy, we win. Now we're going to a rookie who we have to come to understanding he will start and he will have to go right off the bat and win us games. Now, based off of the teams that we will play, the entire schedule comes out, I think, May 12th, May 13th. Based off of just looking at the teams we play, this is perfect time to start a rookie. They're not difficult teams. Now, it could all change. I'm not saying that. But from just looking at it, we have one of the easiest schedules in the league. Having a rookie start now wouldn't be terrible, but it's still concerning nonetheless. That's the only thing that I think Niner fans need to come to determine with, and it's something that I've thought myself, that we do not know who they're going to pick, and I don't even think we know if we're going to like him or not. He's probably going to get hated, and it's going to suck, but whoever they pick, they know who they want. They know the kind of guy they want. It's just a matter of, can we accept it? That's all the time I have for you guys today. I thank you for joining me. I thank you for listening to that little Niner thing I had to say. I promise you guys, I try to keep this unbiased as humanly possible. I don't like to talk too much about the Niners unless it's important news. Just because I'm a Niner fan, everything I say about the Niners will be biased because it's just my team. It's nothing against anyone. I try not to. I want to keep this as down to earth as possible from my end. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I thank you so much. For those watching on YouTube and you've noticed a little thumbnail, yeah, I have a thumbnail now. That is by my dear friend Faith Ignacio. Those listening on Podbean, Apple, and iTunes, I hope you guys can see it too. I don't know if you can. I'll try to get it to work over there. Who knows? But on YouTube, I have this thumbnail. It's perfect. She drew it for me within a week. So I thank you for that. Go follow her on Instagram. Go follow her on Instagram. I will put the link in the description below. I thank you for coming out. Thank you, everyone listening. I promise I'll be on Spotify. I always stutter near the end, man. I'm not going to cut it out either. You're going to hear me stutter, okay? You're going to accept it and you're going to like it. I know it's going to probably be cringe, but I don't care. Anyways, thank you for coming out. Let me know what you guys think. Go ahead and follow me on Twitter. Let me know. I'm going to be more active on there, okay? Tweet at me. Tell me, hey, Miguel, your pics were pretty trash. And I'm just going to laugh at you and give you a like. And maybe a follow, too. I don't know. But I thank you guys nonetheless for your continued support. I'll continue to be active. I'll continue to try to put out as good of a content as I can. I hope I'm starting to be a little bit more enjoyable. And I'm hoping that... I don't know, my communication skills are improving after last week. So thank you. Stay tuned for next week. NFL draft is pretty much this week, 4 or 5 more days. I'm excited. Stay blessed, y'all, and deuces.